What's up, people? This is your boy Sky, and we're back again with part 6 of our Arakune tutorial series where we cover curse combos and curse Oki. So, where do I start? Okay, well first I can start with explaining why this is a different section than curse setups, right? Because curse setups is the most important part of curse, right? Knowing how to set your opponent up for the mix-up, I think is more important than confirming off of the mix-up. I know that's a weird thing to say, but I honestly feel that way because the combos is going to be the easiest part for it, right? So that's why this is a part that came later, and that it's a different part from part 5, right? So, an important part of curse, it's easier, but it's just as important, is doing your combos off of curse and setting up Oki, right? When I say Oki, I mean two things. I talk about Oki during curse, where you set them up for another mix-up, and then I talk about post-curse Oki, which means setting them up for a recurse, or just a safe way to return to neutral without making an ass of yourself. So right now I'm going to perform visual demonstrations of certain parts of his combos, right? Because you can kind of like Frankenstein them together and just get like a lot of fat damage. Or you can do them individually and then go for like the reset, right? So you have the spin variation, which, you know, you jump J236C, and then you hold B as well, like after you press C. Then you'll let go of C after like a quarter second, let go of DA after like a half second. And you pretty much get this, right? So super simple, right? And then you have 6C, right? There are several different ways to do the 6C version. I hold 6C for like a few frames, and somewhere around with 5C hits, I let it go, tap 2CD. That's the way I do it. That's a lie. I mash it. Like, I'm not even gonna front, right? Because it fucking works. But that's pretty much how it works, right? And that's how you do it mid-frame. In the corner, you do it pretty much the exact same way, except for the 6C version, you're gonna tap 3C and 3D. That's it. Right, an important thing to note during the 6D version is that after the 6D, you're going to summon an A button, right? So, mid-screen is going to be like 2A or 5A, you press 5A, and the corner is always going to be 6A. I think the A button is regardless, but just for consistency, so you don't accidentally mess it up at really weird spots. So, that's it, right? So, they've been broken apart because you're probably only going to do one version, and then you're going to set up for Oki. But you can do both versions together, you know, if that's your thing. If you're going to kill with the combo, then I recommend it. Otherwise, it's actually more optimal to do one, you know, to cut the combo down, do a shorter combo, and then reset with Oki, right? So I'm going to show you something like back-to-back, face-to-face of like me doing the same setup and doing like Oki off of it, like a shorter version with Oki, and then I'm gonna do a full combo, right? So like they both do like a lot of damage, but you notice that the shorter combo overall does more damage, and it gives you better knockdown, you know, so that's super important to consider, you know? So unless the full combo would have killed your opponent, I recommend doing shorter combos. That's why you always see Arakune players do shorter versions of the combos. It's very important. And then you have to be aware of how much curse meter you have left as well. So if you don't have enough meter to set up for like an Oki reset, then you're probably better off just doing full combo, because at that point you probably are going to want to optimize damage because you can't set up for a mix-up, you know. So there you go. You know, that's pretty much it. Next, we're going to talk about curse Oki, right? So, as you've seen in part 4, we have all those super cool curse setups, and the best part about those curse setups is that you can use them as your curse Oki. You know, that's the really cool part about it. That's another reason why I showed part 4 first, right? So you can like see this and go, oh yeah, you're right, you know, cool, right? So, again, I encourage you to experiment, because Arakune can have some really sick stuff off of like his Oki, because it's like invisible, high-low, cross-up, fake cross-up stuff. It's like a multi-blood character on crack. It's amazing. It's cool. So that's pretty much all I'm gonna say about Cursed Oki. I recommend you experiment, but I did mention it so you know it's there, so you don't get lost, right? So next we're gonna talk about post Cursed Oki. Post Cursed Oki is just setting up for a proper recurse. Mid screen, you're not gonna have that opportunity, but what you're gonna do is you're gonna set up a safe return to neutral situation. That's all you're gonna do, right? You're gonna hit them, make sure they're far away, summon a cloud, and just mess around, because that's like your best option is returning to neutral. Unless you want to be in their face, in which case go nuts. In the corner though is where you have way more options, right? So you can set them up for a really cool recurse by summoning a Bellbuck with 6D, and then you'll 6B them, and then you'll summon a cloud, right? So that's automatically an extremely good Oki situation, right? So I don't remember if I did a visual demonstration of this, but you can do like a 2B 5B meet, right? You tap 2B 5B, right? Don't worry about hit confirm, you just tap 2B 5B because it kind of hit confirms itself, right? Because like if your opponent rolls, you'll get hit by the 2B and you automatically get into the 5B, and then you will know, hey, I got to do that thing. So otherwise you will just 2B and that's it. That catches rolls. Right, the Bellbuck coming down will protect against most DPs, right? I know it won't work for Azrael, it won't work against Lychee, I think Tsubaki can do something about it, but it protects against most DP attacks, so it forces a fair block. And then you can do, whatever, mix up or block the D moves and recurse your opponent, and that's a super cool thing to do. So I do recommend that you experiment with that. I'll probably throw up like some Twitter videos or something showing that off, and that pretty much covers up part 6, right? It's a pretty brief part because it's used in combination with part 5 and part 4, right? Curse Theory makes all of this like one consistent string of shit you already know to do, right? So I broke it up so it's easier to digest, and you're not watching another 35-minute video. I'm not even letting myself live that down, and I really apologize, but that's just another thing to consider, is that once you understand Curse Theory, this all becomes like second nature. So experiment with Curse. It's the hardest part of the character, and once you're comfortable and you think you can do well, as far as offense goes, we're going to cover part 7 where we look at his defensive meta. So tune into that. It's probably going to be like a really boring part because there aren't like super crazy cool combos and setups in it. But it is very important if you are serious about the character, because Arakune's defensive meta is pretty cool, and I think you'll like it. So I recommend you tune in, and I'll see you then.